Welcome back to another cosmic conundrum. Remember when I said I'd be adding? I lied. Because I made a whole new spell too. We have a lot to cover, so feel free to grab a snack, but only if you save some for me. Now let's go make shit blow up. Fortunately for me, Minecraft already has a very powerful explosion system, so all I have to do is a bit of copy pasting and it works. Shit. I forgot explosions are stopped by water. Should be easy to fix though. And while we're at it, might as well make it just evaporate the water, since it is the literal sun after all. I'll just go borrow some code from SpongeBob to soak up all that pesky water. Ignoring the fact that I have single-handedly decimated an entire ecosystem, it is now working. So the spell is finally done now, right? No, you idiot. I want to add flaming debris, because it would be sick as fuck. Falling blocks are perfect for this, since when they land they turn back into a real block. So, I'll just go code that real quick. After quickly purchasing a new PC, I fixed whatever the hell I did to cause that. Anyway, this looks pretty cool now. That actually checks off the blowing shit up bits from the end of last video. However, I forgot to record it blowing up mobs, but you'll just have to trust me that it works, because if I go back to record it now it will break the continuity of the video. So the spell is finally done now, right? No. Okay, but for real, it's done. Now I want to tackle that last thing, which is making a system to select and cast spells. The only problem is that requires making pixel art for a UI, so that you can, actually see the spell you're casting. Look at me. Do I look like an artist to you? If you chose correctly, congratulations, you get absolutely nothing. Anyway, after like 2 hours of following a tutorial by some Bulgarian guy, I managed to build a sprite for free. But didn't I just say I'm not an artist? What do I need a sprite? Stop asking questions. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but I managed to make this. It looks like absolute dog shit, but I'll fix that later. For now, let me explain what's actually going on here. Remember how I mentioned last video that the spells are categorized as minor or major? These 3 circles are for the minor spells. Basically, you have a pool of spells which you can rotate through, but you can only cast one at a time. This big circle is the currently selected spell, this is the previous, and this is the next. Although, you can actually cycle it in either direction. R cycles forward, and Q. Well, that's a problem. Alright, I quickly fixed that, and by quickly I mean it took over an hour. Now you can see it only lets me drop items when I exit casting mode. Moving on, these slots are for the major spells. You can have 3 equipped at a time, but you don't have to cycle through them like with the minor spells. This is cool and all, but you might be noticing a problem. See this? My dumbass made the minor spell circles too small to fit the minor spell icons, so I had to scale it up. I don't know why I did this, but I made the minor spell icons 32 by 32 and the major spell icons 24 by 24. I don't smoke, but I was probably high when I designed these. The world works in mysterious ways, I guess. Let's get back on track. My slight miscalculations created 2 new problems. The minor spells look bigger and more important than the major ones, and mix ulls. Unfortunately, this means I'll have to completely redesign it at a different resolution. But luckily, Past Me was kind enough to fix it. Thank you, Past Me, couldn't do it without you. Oh yeah, there's also this bar for dark energy, but don't worry about that right now. That actually finishes the UI for now, and Past Me is crying tears of joy now that it's finally over. You have no idea how tedious UI is to make in Minecraft. Hey, you, look back at your screen. It's time to put the video on your main monitor. We're making the new spell now. It's called Constellation, and it's the first minor spell. As the name implies, it will form constellations of stars, serving as area denial by blocking off areas with what's essentially a laser. To begin with, it needs an animation. I spent a couple minutes making something that looks sort of like a throw. Now I'll just import it in game and it can never just work first try, huh? Alright, let me just mess with a couple things. What the fuck? Well, third time's the charm, surely. Oh, it actually worked this time. I was not expecting that at all, but cool, now the joint mask is working properly and animating only the right arm. Now that the animation works, the actual spell can be made. Let me explain how it will work. A star projectile will get thrown, then when it stops, it will spawn a beam that connects to the previous star in the constellation. This means we need a way to add a sub-emitter to the projectile, which basically says that when it dies, it should spawn a new beam. Each beam will need to store information such as the previous link in the constellation, and whether it is the root link. This also means we need a way to track the previous link spawned by the caster. Alright, that's enough yapping. Let's go watch past me spend 2 weeks on this. Here's what I meant by making sub-emitters. Okay, enough dilly-dallying. Wow, that looks atrocious. Back to IntelliJ. I don't know what I did, but somehow it fixed the flickering. Anyway, here's the Big Dipper. I implemented a distance check too, so now there can be multiple constellations at once. With the linking logic done, it's time to make collisions. For my sanity, I'll be using simple raycasts for blocks, and for entities, I'll use raycasts with inflated hitboxes based on the beam's thickness. In theory, this should be very easy to implement. Move along, nothing to see here. I did not accidentally create an infinite loop. Like I said, the hit detection should be very easy. See, it was that easy. I don't know why the iron golem is jittering so much, but it looks funny, so it's now a feature. I'm not too lazy to fix it, shut up. Now to do something about these ugly ass placeholder particles. I made a simple beam using the same shader as Coronal Conflagration and the Constellation stars, making this the 4th time I'm using this shader, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't waste a week making a new shader, or something like that. Hey Daniel, check this out. If your name isn't Daniel, you're not invited. I'm serious, get out. Isn't this cool? Look at how smooth those beams are, and that beautiful glow. It would truly be a shame. God damn it. Well, now that I think about it, if everything worked first try I would have no content. You know what, God, you're a real one. And now, with the power of divine intervention, I have fixed it. However, I don't like how it just stops when it hits a block. Since we already established this is a gosh darn laser beam, I think it should break blocks as if it's mining them. Should be easy, right? Yes it was. In fact, I didn't put any footage of it failing, because I didn't have any. Now, the spell is basically done, but there's a couple more things I want to do. However, I don't want to waste another couple days designing sounds, adding alternate animations, or making more VFX. So, I'm going to add some basic hit particles and sounds using just vanilla Minecraft things. And yeah, that's Constellation pretty much finished. Like I said though, I still want to revisit it eventually and polish it up a bit, but I need to post a video. A lot of what you don't see is just me spending hours debugging random bullshit, or refactoring backend systems, which takes a ton of time. So, maybe you should consider subscribing, then I'll show you Coronal Conflagration eviscerating an iron golem. Did you click it yet? Don't lie to me. Okay, I trust you. Alright, the video's over now. But hold up a second, if you have any feedback about Constellation, or what I should make next, feel free to comment. I promise I don't bite. He does, though. I have been Stasis the Shattered, and I'll see you in the sky beyond skies.